Oh, here we go. NFL 2025. One game is in the books. Last night, Cowboys and Eagles. We had a lot of everything. Anyways, this is the best football show. I'm Brian Baldinger. We're going to be here just about every day during the season. 3-4 days a week for sure. And just breaking things down, letting you know what I see when I watch the tape. And I've watched the Eagles tape. And I announced the game last night. So I saw it live. I was down the field before the game, talked to a lot of the players, and then announced the game live for national radio, and then rewatched it a couple times this morning. So I have the game pretty well covered here. But you can find this show, The Best Football Show, by downloading a free Odyssey app, liking it, subscribing to it, commenting on it, all that kind of good stuff that we do. And then you can find me across all the social media platforms. I posted 16 different videos today from last night's game on Twitter and YouTube and Twitter, Instagram, along with TikTok. So we've got them all up all over the place. But let's get to it because the game had everything that you could want. I mean, a rain delay with 4:44 to go in the third quarter and a tight score, 24-20. After the Cowboys just fumbled the ball, Jahad Campbell, the rookie, knocking the ball out of Miles Sanders' hands. And a turnover down on the 12-yard line. Cowboys going in to score to take the lead after a 49-yard run by Miles Sanders. They were taking the lead at that point, and the Eagles got a takeaway. And then the weather struck. But then, it all started at the very beginning, and I don't really want to spend much time on what happened with Jalen Carter and Dak Prescott. All I know is it's an ugly look for the NFL. We've got the entire NFL fandom across the world, around the world, tuning in to watch this game. Big channel, NBC, big broadcast, NBC Night in America. And before we even snap one offensive play, Jalen Carter's getting thrown out of the game for spitting at Dak Prescott. Now, I'm not here to say that Dak didn't instigate it. I don't know. NBC did a good job of covering it. Was that spit that came out of Dak's mouth, was that at Jalen Carter? I don't believe it was. But look, Jalen Carter is wired like that. And he took it personally, and he went right back at him. And it's just, he got thrown out of the game. He should have been thrown out of the game. But did Dak instigate it? I don't know. Only Jordan. Jordan has apologized, said it won't happen again. And he let his teammates down. And it's an ugly look for the NFL, for television, for everybody that tuned in. It's just bad sportsmanship. It's bad behavior. And there's just no place for it. And so I was a little distraught to start that game when I saw what happened. Jalen Carter is their best defensive player. They're not as good without him. But regardless, I mean, if the league decides to suspend him for more games or take a game check, whatever they have to do, so that this, because sometimes the league goes overboard with their punishment. But I can't remember this happening in recent time. Never happened to me while I played. But sometimes they go overboard just to send a message. And I don't have any problem with it. Whatever the league does to Jalen Carter, I don't have any problem with it because it's just no place for it. So whether it's a game check or more games or whatever, the Eagles are going to have to live with it. So that's that. And so their best player was thrown out of the game. But what it did was, honestly, Jordan Davis played the most snaps he's ever played in his life. He played all but 6 snaps last night. And he was a real force. He should have had a sack. He could have had another sack. He was good in the run. Jordan Davis, because Jalen Carter wasn't there and they didn't have an extra man rotation, was forced to play a lot of snaps. And it's something that he's had a hard time doing in his first 3 years of his career. I just posted a video of him last night. You're playing and playing well. He's always had a hard time with conditioning. He said he got down to 330 this year, the lowest he's ever been. And it showed. Now, I thought, obviously, the offenses came out swinging. The teams, starting with Dallas, they scored in the first 7 drives. Dallas scored 20 points on their first 4 drives, and the Eagles scored 21 points on their first 3 drives. And they were up 21-20 at the half. So totally different second half. Totally different second half. But in the first half, the offense is ruled. I mean, CD had his plays, and Dak made his throws, and Javonte Williams, found 1-yard plunges. The offense line of the Cowboys played very, very good. Tyler Booker, the right guard, was what they hoped he could be. The interior, Tyler Booker, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Smith, they were very good. And the edges, Terrence Steele, Tyler Guyton, they were good. They were really good up front. Dak played great. He played a great game. It's interesting. For the 7th straight visit to Philadelphia, Dak has yet to turn the ball over. He played great. He saw the field. He threw the ball with tight spirals. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. CeeDee Lamb, didn't catch a cold last night. And, it's just unusual. He's a great player. But he dropped 3 balls last night that could have changed the game. All the way to the very end, to the last 4th and 3 play, where he ran a wheel route on the outside against Quinyon Mitchell, and the ball went through his mitts. If CD plays the way CD usually plays, Cowboys might have won that game. So that was unfortunate. The Eagles committed a lot of penalties. They gave the Cowboys 6 first downs, defensive penalties, and allowed them to extend drives early in the game. Quinyon Mitchell, pass interference against George Pickens. I didn't agree with the call. The side judge didn't throw a flag, but the back judge down by the goalpost threw it a long ways away. You don't usually see that very often, but it allowed the Cowboys to score in the opening drive. So the offense has controlled things for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts looked much like Jalen Hurts, the last 17 games this season last year. He does not put the ball in harm's way. He does not turn the ball over. He will hold the ball and scramble versus throwing the ball into coverage. And then, look, the Cowboys decided to start blitzing in the second half, and all their blitzes, in fact, three blitzes off the corner, 2 by Deron Bland and 1 by Trayvon Diggs, all affected Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles didn't have an answer when the Cowboys blitzed. They didn't have an answer. And it's concerning because it was a problem last year, and it showed up. But they did enough. I mean, Jalen was really good, pulling the ball down and running. First 2 scores were touchdowns. Saquon scored on a 10-yard run. The offense line of the Eagles played pretty good, although, the run defense of the Cowboys, which has been a question mark, outside of a couple of runs, played great. The new linebackers, Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn, were very good. Kenny Clark was great. The edge guys, Sam Williams, Marshawn Nealand, Dante Fowler, they played very, very good last night. Very good. They didn't do a lot outside of a couple of blitzes. Kind of sat there in their zones and just took things away. But they were very disciplined in their zones. They played a very good game. They held the Eagles to 24 points. They shut them out. In fact, both teams shut each other's offense out after the lightning strike with 4:44 to go in the third quarter. And they turned up the pressure. Both teams, it looked like a real NFC beast showdown. Very good. It's encouraging what the Cowboys did without Micah Parsons. They got the 1 sack by Neal, and they broke down the Eagles' protection. He got home, and he got to Jalen Hurts. But, A.J. Brown had 1 catch for 8 yards. They got 1 ball down the field for 51 yards to Jahan Dotson, which set up a score. It was a big play. It was a great throw by Jalen Hurts. But it's the only time they attacked down the field the whole night. And they got a big play out of it, and they ended up scoring because of it. Jalen, scrambled for the 2 touchdowns. It was outside of that opening incident, for the most part, it was played very well. And, you have a rain delay like they had, a lightning delay. You got to the league has to abide by the rules. It's not even a question. It's a lightning strike, and it was a big bolt out there. You go off the field. You just get off the field, just player safety. Fans, go seek shelter. They cleared the field for over 30 minutes. So, the players came out. It was right after a Miles Sanders turnover created by, a Jahad Campbell, who played great in his debut as an Eagle. and recovered by Quinyon Mitchell. And give Dak Prescott credit. Mitchell is picking the ball up, and he's going to take it to the house, and Dak made the tackle, saved the touchdown. He's going to score. So they came out, and, neither team could really muster a drive, in the last 20 minutes of the game. Give credit to the defenses. They played really well on both sides of the ball. It's one game. It doesn't decide anything, going forward. The Eagles 1-0 in the division. That's important. But the Cowboys, on the road, believe me, the atmosphere last night is as big as it gets for a regular season game in the NFL. They had 2 Vincent T. Lombardi trophies out there on the field. They had the lights off. They had a laser show going, and they celebrated, their Super Bowl championship. And that's a difficult atmosphere to come into with a lot of young players and new players for the Cowboys. Kenny Clark, I talked to him before the game. The trade shocked him, but he had his game face on. He played very well. It's the best run defense I've seen the Cowboys play in a long time. It didn't look like they missed Micah Parsons. Nobody said that they missed him. Talking to personnel and people in the organization, they're moving on. And the young guys, Marshawn Nealon, Donovan Ezeraku, Sam Williams, they played very well. Very well. And so I thought the Eagles could have gone after Kaiir Elam more than they did. They decided not to. 24-20. No scoring in the final 20 minutes of the game. Credit the defense. But I thought Dallas under Brian Schottenheimer first game, they looked prepared. Got plays in and time. They had a good 2-minute drill for Brandon Aubrey to go kick a field goal before the half to cut the lead to 21-20. They did a lot of good things. Honestly, maybe their best player, CeeDee Lamb, let him down last night. And look, you can't put it on CD. It's never one person, but he had some severe drops. One on 3rd and 10 in the middle of the field went right through his mitts. I thought he had a chance for a big play down the field against Quinyon Mitchell. 2 chances for big plays down the field. Dak played great. Played really, really good. So anyways, that's what I saw. Tonight in Sao Paulo, Brazil, the Chiefs and the Chargers play. And to be honest with you, and this is a division game just like last night. I kind of wish the game wasn't in Brazil. I'm all for playing a game in Brazil. I kind of feel like it should be a preseason game. The people in Brazil, they just want to see some football. It's a heck of an atmosphere down there. I was there last year. I mean, they put on a big show. A lot of energy, a lot of fireworks and dancing and the whole thing. It was fun last year. The field wasn't great, but it was fun atmosphere. I just think a division game like this, the Chiefs and the Chargers, it needs to be played at Arrowhead or at SoFi Stadium. I don't feel like the game should be taken away from the fans like that. But regardless, one thing I saw from the Chiefs in this preseason was Josh Simmons, the first-round pick at left tackle, and last year's second-round pick out of BYU at left guard. I thought they played well when they played in the preseason. And if you give Patrick Mahomes an extra tick from protection, I mean, Tyquan Thornton ran by people in the preseason. Like, he's got 4.28 speed when he came out of Baylor. We know Xavier Worthy ran a 4.25, 4.21, whatever it was, fastest 40 at the combine. And Hollywood Brown has always been able to run. Like, they've got great speed on that offense. And look, it's been a strength of Mahomes since he came in this league. The deep ball, the accuracy on the deep ball, the eyes to see it, regardless of where he's out on the field, if he's being flummoxed or, chased or whatever. Like, guy's got eagle eyes. So I feel like the Chiefs, if they start stretching the field in this game tonight against the Chargers, and they can protect Mahomes up front, it's going to open up things underneath for Travis Kelce and, in the run game. It should open things up. I feel like the Chiefs are going to have their way. The Chargers lost Rashawn Slater at left tackle. Joe Alt went over there. Mekhi Becton basically didn't practice or play the preseason. I don't know what the issue was. I don't know what they're going to get out of him. I don't think they're going to get the same Mekhi Becton that the Eagles got last year, but we'll see. But it's going to be a little different up front than I think they wanted it to be. I thought when they had Slater and all, like that was going to be as good as Lane Johnson, Malata. I mean, I thought it was going to be an elite tackle tandem up there protecting Justin Herbert. So, anyways, I don't know that they're going to have an answer for the Chiefs blitzes and some of the things that Steve Spagnuolo does, some of the things to look for tonight. But I like Mahomes looks in way better shape. He looks quicker. He looks faster. So does Travis Kelce. They both really committed themselves to, being in great shape this year. And I think it's going to pay off. And I think it's going to be the difference tonight. Now, I'll say this. Maybe the field's different this year than it was last year. I thought it was a slow track last year. Very slow track. You had the big play last year from Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown to start the third quarter, which broke the game open for the Eagles. But I thought the footing was soft and guys were slipping last year. Something to look for tonight. I mean, look, it's a soccer stadium. It's a soccer stadium in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's their national sport. These soccer fields, you see the same thing in London and in Germany. These soccer fields are made for soccer, and the grass is thin, and it's made to slide, to tackle, a soccer tackle. And so they're slick. And so it's the footing is really, really important tonight for all the players to really get the right cleats because it was a problem last year. But anyways, we'll all be watching. Let's just hope there's any incidents like we saw to start the game last night with Jalen Carter getting ejected. We'll see what the fine is, if there's going to be further suspension. But anyways, that's been the best football show here today. We'll be back here all week next week, breaking down week 1 in the National Football League.